enough. Why enough? Enough food being produced in the world to feed everybody, or for everybody to at least have nutritional requirements to get by on a daily basis. Enough is enough. We brought hunger with us into the 21st century, and shame on us for doing that. If the Green Revolution was one of the great technological and scientific achievements of the 20th century, what are we doing bringing hunger with us into the 21st century? Not only bringing it with us into the 21st century, but it's worse, and getting worse. There's enough people in the world, everybody in this room, as a great example, who are committed to finally getting on top of the hunger issue and launching a major assault on that. And what we found, and that basically constitutes the second half of the book, is kind of this gathering momentum from the grassroots all the way to the new administration. So while this guy's warehouses are full, here comes all the food aid streaming into the country. The U.S. sent over 1 million tons of food aid that year. Very good. It saved a lot of lives. But it was American-grown food aid because it has to be American-grown food. And so this guy could literally stand there, and standing outside his warehouse, you would feel the rumble of the food aid trucks, big double-wide wagons filled to the top, groaning under the weight of food aid, most of it American food aid, streaming into the country. He scrambled to the top and he said, "Roger, take a picture of this, publish it in the Wall Street Journal, put in the caption, 'Ethiopia has no food, please help.'" And he laughed sarcastically, figuring, no, Ethiopia has all this grain in the country. Will somebody please buy this first? Middle of the famine, 2003. 14 million people being fed by the outside world. This is Ethiopian grain sitting in the warehouses. One of the great statistics, or fascinating statistics of the famine in 2003 in Ethiopia is American food aid, or in 2003, Americans spent $500 million, more than $500 million on food aid to Ethiopia. That same year, in 2003, America spent less than $5 million on agriculture development aid to Ethiopia. $500 million, more than $500 million, here, we'll feed you. Here's American food. Less than $5 million in development aid to help these guys grow more lentils. So they were actually getting food aid because their crops had been destroyed by the drought. Which of these guys get government support for their farming? Not these guys. They get nothing. Ken Hood in 2002 was the Farm Bill that passed. First person that Bush turned around and shook hands with after it was passed was Ken Hood. Cotton farmers in America got the greatest increase of subsidies of any farmers in America. They are far richer than the average American taxpayers who pays the subsidies to the cotton farmers and the other farmers in the United States. The cotton subsidies in the United States encourage these guys to grow as much cotton as possible, even though we don't have a cotton industry anymore. A huge percentage of American cotton is put on the internet, sold on the international market. What does that do? That lowers the international price. 90% of Mali cotton, all hand-picked, hand-grown, extremely high quality. 90% also goes on the international market, where those guys get smaller prices, or get the world price. Cotton, for the countries in West Africa, encouraged by the World Bank, by USAID, by basically everybody, cotton's your big export crop. They're having to cut back because they lost money. In that year, cotton industry lost $30 to $40 million. USAID, US aid to Mali that year was also $30 to $40 million. On the one hand, we say, Mali, here's $30 or $40 million in development aid from the United States. The other hand, oh, we're subsidizing our cotton farmers, which are going to hurt your cotton crop. You're going to lose $30 million this year because of the lower prices. So here's $30 million that we give. Here's $30 million that we take. Again, and so this is all kind of the harbinger of then what happens. Not that